sniffed. I'm happy. Next, I will replace some text strings with another ones. So I'm going to tools, options, probably. Oh, it was here. Tools, breakpoint. No. Well, could be replacer options, this one. Basically the same tools, options. Replacer. And add replacement rules. I will replace, very simple. What exactly? What exactly? MSN.com. Let me check if we have some good news on Microsoft Networks. Show me. Maybe I need to close this one. Go. It works. Just a little bit slow. Come on. I don't need Edge at the moment. Show me some stupid news. No news. Okay. Bing.com maybe. I want to see some bullshit like news on the screen. Maybe news.com. Don't want to install Edge at the moment. Could be done, of course. Show me some news. Go away. Just few articles. Show me few articles. That's enough. No way. Okay. This may take considerable time until it shows me anything. What could be some short, easy website? Not this one. Okay. I will go to my local eBay, www.ss.com. Maybe I will buy a car because this speed is quite bad. Maybe I need to switch virtual machine to the physical network. But I'm not attacking from somewhere. Not attacking. Not sniffing.
And isn't Zap intercepting already traffic?
Yes, it is. But I see the reason that we have unlicensed MikroTik router, which is limited to 1 megabit. So that's why I would like to have some lightweight website. Okay, I'm switching to this one. So English version should be understandable for you. And let me buy some cars. Let me buy like maybe BMW. Okay, I see a set of BMWs, and now I'm going to Zap. I'm going to Tools, Replacer. Add rule to replace string BMW with Mercedes. And this is a good question, if this should be request body header or something. I need to sniff more traffic and figure out if this is body request header or anything. So let's say this is going to be header. Save. Description, BMW to Mercedes-Benz header. Save. Okay. And now I refresh this page. Well, I see it's not header. Tools, replace, let it be, oh, it's not enabled. I haven't enabled it. Okay, let me refresh. Still BMW, bad idea. Tools, replace, let it be request body. Save, okay, and refresh. Checking. Probably URL is not as good idea. Bing, BMW. BMW. Ready?
I think we have just wrong option. It should be response body.
Yes, but I want to screw the request. I want to Google like BMW, and it will Google Mercedes.
Oh.
So I will do what? I will add more replacers, such as BMW to request body. Okay, good, enabled, go. Add BMW to Mercedes header. I will do both. Header, BMW, Mercedes. Enabled. Save. Okay. And refresh once again. Now it works. What about this one? Maybe I will return one level up and click BMW. Still fails in here. Okay, good. At least for Google, for Binging, it works. I need to check maybe something from, it's URL. Maybe it's because URL, but not request header or body or something. This is just in URL, that's why. Anyway, so I'm looking for BMW and it returns me Mercedes. Now to search it in a little bit more genuine way, responses. In replacer, I will add one more rule, Mercedes-Benz to BMW, and let it be like response body. String Mercedes, replace with BMW and enabled, okay, and ping it once again, BMW, go. Now it looks even better. So it presents me pictures of BMW Benz. This one. Now I'm a little bit more happy. So I'm not only screwing the request behind the user, I'm also screwing back responses. And now I can go to news, some news, for example. BMW Benz. Maybe Elon Musk, and maybe we will find some good news about Elon Musk. Let me check. This one, Elon Musk. Okay, good. I'm going to replacer, and let me replace from body Elon Musk to, for example, Donald. Oh, Pierre Pavel. And responses back. Peter Pavel to Elon Musk. Now we're almost ready to present fake news. Go. That's it. I'm not impressed. Okay. Header. Elon Musk to Peter Pavel. Go search, and this is quite enough. Show me something interesting. I see I failed again. Maybe spaces. I'm searching in. Yes, I'm searching in URL, but what about responses? Because Per Pavel returns because it searches like this. Okay, need to play around. I totally forgot what I did like this. That's why looking for news. This is not cute. Google. What is this? Show me Elon Musk like Pierre Pavel. No luck. I'm disappointed. Go. Elon Musk, Peter Pavel. Maybe I need to specify space. Body. Header. Body. Header. Should be good. Okay, I will not spend more time on this. That's quite enough for me to play around. You saw it on Mercedes and so on. How did we use it in practice? Previous CH version, like CH version 10, was supplied as PDFs, protected with Adobe Digital Protection. And when you open this PDF, it asks you for credentials and sends those credentials to its console. And then it counts the response, like for Peter G, it's allowed to view only, to view this document only, and that's it. Then we have Googled like what other options are available, and by using this replacer, we have replaced view only to full control. That's first step. Second step, we have opened this PDF in full Adobe, not Adobe Reader. And when you have full control, you can save it without digital signature. Based on signature digital encryption protection. So that's why previous CEH PDFs were rapidly expanding in the internet without protection, because it was so simple to hack it, just simply by replacing response of permissions from the web. What happened to this? I'm disappointed that it doesn't work. Maybe one worked. Elon to Peter. I will try. Alan here and Peter to Alan. There is no point in this. You see, I wanted to show pictures of another person. You Google Elon Musk, but it presents you Peter Pavel, the photo of Peter Pavel. That was the idea. But Peters are too many around, so Elon Trump. Replace Elon with Trump. And responses Trump to Elon. Maybe this is gonna help, like the single word. Trump to Elon. Yeah, okay. Go. Yeah, now it works. So the problem was the space. Donald Elon. This is how he looks like. Donald Elon. Donald J. Elon. Even in bear. Okay, so what way penetration testers use those applications in real life? They replace, for instance, if you go to powergym.com and go to login, PowerGym, you click login, show all content, you go to login ASPX. There are 2 input fields, and that's even more. If you might remember, when I have sniffed the login page of PowerGym, there were 6 values delivered to the web. I don't remember what were 3 values, but 3 more were username, password, and button login. So login SPX. Go. So that is the input from user, and this is the input from user. And basically, this is the input from user, and 3 more values are input from user, which you post on the web. And what do actually penetration testers do? For example, replace string Sam to like this. If you cannot input this manually, so penetration testers try to replace your input with something interesting like this. What if you type in 1, 2, 3 into, okay, not 1, 2, 3. Say the website requests a number. Type in a number, and you type 1, 2, 3 manually. What if you replace in proxy? You go to proxy and replace 1, 2, 3 with ABC. What could be the reaction from web application? What if you replace ABC with something more specific, or a megabyte of bytes, or maybe an URL to hacker's website, and so on? So penetration testers try replacing input with different kind of bullshit and check for reaction. Or say you go to some eBay. I'm going back again to my ss.com, cars, or whatever. Say I'm buying some BMW. I'm buying this one. Okay, they ask me like how many euros. They want me like 8,000 euros. and say there is the button buy. As you might see, the input is limited to a button, but what is sent to the website? What if both price and buy button are sent? So let's try to replace this price, $7,950, to, for example, $6,950. Will you succeed or not? What if you replace it with 100 euros? Will it fit or not? So can you hack the web shop by replacing those values you send to a web shop? You cannot modify this one by hand, but you can modify this by Zap. That's the general idea. And yes, this is called man in the browser attack. Next. Session fixation attack is an interesting one. So in this screenshot, you navigate to a bank.com. I don't know if you see it in a good quality. So you navigate to citibank.com, and Citibank creates security ID for you, session ID for you. It's not authenticated. You just simply created new session, and that's it. And then you send this link, you attacker, send this link to a victim. Victim navigate to this link. It's not authenticated. The website is the legitimate one, the original one, everything is good. So victim types in credentials such as user, and password. And then you discover that this session is already authenticated and you have an access to victim's account. Because after login, you need to change session ID, and Citibank doesn't do that. So that's why it's called session fixation. There is no difference between authenticated and non-authenticated session because this is the same ID. Again, the suggestion for web developers, you must change session ID after successful authentication. Network level session hijacking is just sniffing with the same Wireshark. But let's pay attention to some specific. Oh, it's not mentioned here, so probably it will be mentioned a bit later. IPsec. I'm expecting IPsec to be discussed in those slides. Anyway, what about session hijacking and countermeasures? Countermeasures implement logout functionality. This is what was not done for Latvian hacker Neo attack, like National Attack Service has not implemented session timeout and session logout functionality. Next, you need to generate session IDs after successful login and change or generate. And of course, IDs cannot be random like sent from client. IDs should be generated by server. Encryption. If you deliver cookies over HTTP, unsecured HTTP, it's done. You're sniffed. Use randomized session keys. Do not use easily predictable session keys. This is bullshit. Yes, it's much better to not to send session IDs in URL because the session body is encrypted, but URL could be sniffed. Okay, eventually we see IPsec. Please pay attention to this slide. They will ask you on exam. Next. Yes, please pay attention to this slide. They will ask you on exam, like, what's the difference between transport mode and tunnel mode? And what is a authentication header, encapsulated security payload, and what algorithms are used to hash blocks of data and encrypt blocks of data. I will probably skip this module because we were discussing this before. But please pay attention to this slide. You will be asked on exam on difference. Also, please pay attention to this slide. You will be asked on exam on this simple thing. Please pay attention to this slide. You will be asked on exam about this architecture as well. I have nothing to demonstrate because this is very basic theoretical stuff. Just please learn this data. They may ask you on exam about this one, the difference between network-based firewall and host-based firewall. This way, very simple. You install it on the router, you install it on the computer. And also this one, please pay attention to this. For example, what the difference between stateful and stateless firewall? Because stateful keeps in mind your previous connections and allows returning packets. You see, there is this issue with stateful firewall or stateless firewall. Say web client. Come on. Misclicked. Web client traffic. So from localhost, any port, it's allowed to connect to any computer to port 80 by using TCP permit. There's a catch. If you perform port scanning from port 80, as you might see, so the returning rule, such as any 80, which returns packet to your machine to localhost any, is permitted. So if you just simply perform port scanning, simple scanning, okay, it will be blocked. But in this firewall rule, it's told that anybody from outside is permitted to connect to your PC to any port, considering the sending party connects from port 80. So this is stateless firewall. It never takes into account have you established a session or not. But if you add one more word, so TCP permit established. So now this is totally different thing. You first need to send this packet to establish the outgoing connection, and then this rule will work. One more thing to mention is application layer firewall, also maybe next generation firewall. Next generation firewall could perform application layer packet inspection to check if HTTP is really HTTP. So port 80, it's about this one. This firewall checks for traffic integrity. If you send something suspicious over DNS, it may recognize that this is not really DNS. If you utilize ICMP Trojan, it may discover that this is a Trojan, not really ICMP traffic. But next generation firewall is kind of complicated thing if you want to employ it at full scale. I don't remember if I told you, I was working for some company. We have decided to implement Palo Alto firewall to sniff traffic and perform deep inspection. It's kind of challenging because if you have Active Directory, if you have workstation service, you can take the certificate of Palo Alto CA and deploy it to all clients. And clients will trust the certificate, and everything like you just saw in ZAP, everything will be legitimate. If you have standalone machines, computers, okay, this also could be done. You could import this certificate manually. But if you have mobile phones or some specific devices, this is disputable because you cannot import this certificate as easily to Apple phones. So Apple phones will not be monitored with deep inspection. That's first issue. Second issue is we have deployed deep inspection into IT department. We have tried, it worked, it's good, everything is fine. Then we called our boss and told them, look at this. So you have requested, it works. Bosses have discussed this matter and told us to disable deep inspection at all because they were afraid of sniffing their bank sessions. So they see that IT department is able to do this. And they like, no. Just for instance, a boss of mine never joins his PC to a domain because he, let me say, he is aware of hacking attacks, and he knows how easily domain admin can sniff for keyboard, watch the screen, and install Trojans on workstations. So that's why, say, our boss, IT department boss, never joins his PC to a domain. Let's not be your homework. You have this exercise in your tools. Please pay attention to this because you will be asked on exam about snort. I was asked about switches. So please make a note about this. Especially this one. You don't need to install all of this, but it's a good idea to memorize few manufacturers and get familiar with few firewalls because you may be asked an exam on say, what is this? Let me discuss this one. This is interesting technique. So what specific proxy I have used? This program is added to our set of tools. I don't see it in here, any screenshot. Yes, I don't see this. The general idea. I am in Riga. And we don't have Lego LV shop in here. So, but you have Lego CZ shop in Czech Republic, and I was about to go to Prague. I navigated to this website and tried to buy a few Legos. And when it came to payment, they have detected that I'm connecting from Latvian IP address and denied paying. So the transaction was canceled just simply because I'm from different country. So what did I do? I have installed the software which is called Proxy Switcher. And I have connected through Czech Republic proxy and was successfully performing my transactions. So Proxy Switcher, let me show this program. Proxy Switcher features. This one. So you select what country you want to connect through. You choose speed, and it works really well. So I was really happy to use this software to overcome, like, say, firewall limitations. One more possible scenario for this. I was visiting China. In China, Google does not provide their services. They said they're not gonna do this in China. So I have used Proxy Switcher to connect to Google from Latvia. So I performed Google Maps, even though it's not available in China, but I did it from my laptop, connected via proxy to Latvian proxy, and I've Googled successfully. I will skip all of this because I have no demos. You will read this at home. Yes, it's a good idea to get familiar with Windows Background Intelligent Transfer Service. It's so painful. I mean, this service is utilized to download Windows Update patches. In case something goes wrong, it retries until succeeded. And that's even worse. If you delete the downloaded, say, virus, bits will retry downloading once again. Let me check if I have demo. Yes, I have. So let me drop you the message to the URL where you could learn about bits. Bits for script kiddies. They teach you how to use bits, and the typical idea how you can do it, like, show you. Note that. This one. So you create a job, which you call access enumeration. You specify the source and destination, and bits will do it for you in the background. And if you delete this one, this exe, it will re-download it once again. So anyway, it's worth reading blog for trustedsec.com about bits. Skips. We have discussed this, and I told you about DLLs. there is some mistake, like if application whitelisting is configured in strict mode together with DLLs, this is not going to work. If you configure whitelisting in relaxed mode, such as executables only, yes, this is going to work. But I told you about a virus which came from USB sticks, and you saw it. So DLLs are dangerous. Honeypot, we did it already. So basically, we are moving to the next module, web. I have a few exercises for hacking web applications. Let me check my checklist. Yes, today we can take very few exercises, such as cross-site scripting and parameter tampering. Because the next big module is SQL injection. We also have some brute force for WordPress and the social engineering toolkit. You know what? I want to show you social engineering toolkit. Let's do it all together. This one could be funny. So for this, you need for this attack, you need Kali and some victims such as Windows 8, for example. If you continue from Windows 8, please disable proxy in Internet options. So I'm closing ZAP. You could also continue from another computer. This is also okay. I will disable ZAP to return back to this exercise. So no proxy. Okay, okay, close, shut down ZAP. I played around a little bit with our local Latvian social network, but I can do it with PowerGym as well. Yes. So if you go to Kali, also please make sure to close everything in Kali. Click Start. Navigate to Exploitation Tools and run Social Engineering Toolkit. And tell me when ready.
Ready?
Good.
Ready.
Good. That's it. 2 guys. I'm
Ready.
happy. Thanks. So Social Engineering Toolkit is a big and complex set of tools. It has its own book. You could also visit their homepage, and this is the same trusted sec as I just showed you. I will use very simple attack, website cloner. I will clone a website and trick user to type in credentials. So this is going to be social engineering attack 1. Next, I will select website attack vector 2. Next, I will select credential harvester. So I will steal credentials. I could use templates. There are templates for Facebook, something else. I will take site cloner to clone some real website. So IP address to host is the same. There is nothing so specific, I think. Yes, just simply enter. Now, what specific website to clone? Let it be http www.powergym.com/logon.aspx. Or was it login ASPX? Let me check. Login ASPX. Login.aspx. Go. Now it is copying website logon page, and basically it's ready. A victim. A victim navigates to Kali 172.20.100. Go. As you might see, this is exactly a copy of login ASPX. So I'm typing username such as Sam, password test, and click login. My credentials went to social engineering toolkit, and something got changed on a client as well. On a client, I was forwarded to the real website. Could you please tell me if this works for you?
Yes, it works.
Yeah, it works. Now the idea. There are two problems. First problem is URL. If you navigate to IP address, obviously this is bullshit. So you need to spoof DNS names in some way. And there are two ways to do this. DNS spoofing and say using DNS names which look like original ones. For example, you could replace PowerGym with what? With powergym.com, and you can send this link to a victim. I have an example somewhere in my email. Let me find it. Checking my saved hacking emails. Give me a second. Checking a second. Need to generate new invitation probably. Yes, I see. A minute. I found this. I found this. Not a really good example. Yeah, it's in Latvian language. That's why probably I need to generate new invitation. This is invitation for local Latvian social network, and this is HTML. So if you navigate over, you can see that it sends you the URL, and basically it looks like the original one. Yes, because I have modified this later. I will give you an idea. So I need an email, say on which machine. I have on victim machine. New message. Close it. Am I administrator? No, I will switch to Peter because it has email configured. So where is my Outlook? That's it. That's my Outlook. Not good. Okay, I have email client on attacker machine as well. Go away. New message. Say I invite some Miroslav Kutska at NH Prague. CZ invitation. Hello, Miroslav. Please join our new local social network, friends.com. And then I will convert this to HTML link. Friends.com. Okay, it looks good. Right click and edit hyperlink, and address is friends.com. So I have replaced character I with L and text to display I. Okay, good. Now, can you see the difference, just in case? Do you see the difference?
Yeah, there is L instead of I. Or?
Yes, there is L instead of I. So you could register fake domain and send invitations, or maybe just simpler links like to Facebook, replace facebook.com, replace with facebook.com. And one popular trick which we have used previously is replacing a Latin A to Cyrillic A. Now I have typed this in Russian language, and you don't see the difference. But the domain name is totally different. So that's the idea. And one more idea of spoofing DNS names is this one. When I have tried to spoof Facebook, I figured out that when you navigate to www.facebook.com and log into this Facebook, you are redirected later to a.facebook.com. So I could spoof the name of 3W in Kane. But then, if I have previously logged in, I have cookie for afacebook.com. Could you please explain why I'm telling about this? What was the difference, or what's the feature if you have cookie for afacebook.com? Do you have an idea what I'm trying to tell you? Somebody? No. Okay, let me explain. So this is legitimate website, legit, which is, for example, a.facebook.com. You're the client, and you have authenticated this website, and you have key. So the next time you navigate to this website, it opens automatically for you. It just simply opens and you still authenticated. But if you are forwarded to a faked website, so first you type in your credentials. It presents you the login prompt. So you log in, you type in your credentials, and then you're forwarded to a legitimate website. And for you, it looks like totally legitimate. You have typed your credentials and you're logged in, because credentials were typed in faked website. But you have logged into legitimate website by using key, which already exists on the system. So it's not like for this Power Gym. So once again, if I go to Linux, I type credentials, and then it forwards me to the real website and re-asks for credentials, like this. If I have cookie, I'm just logged in, and everything looks great. Okay, anyway, now we are a little bit more familiar with social engineering attacks via social engineering toolkits. This could be your good homework to explore more options of this program. Next exercise is called parameter tampering. I would like to show you how it looks like. Please log into moviescope.com. This one. And log in as username is John, password test. This is John test. Go. Then go to your profile.
Can you repeat the credentials, please?
John test.
Yeah.
And go to your profile. And now there's a task which I was asked to do in my practical exam on EC Council. Please find a date of birth of user Sam. Do it.
It's 10/10/1975.
How did you do that?
Well, I changed the ID in the URL parameter.
That's correct. So, and
First.
yeah, and this is called parameter tampering. Once again, I did it on my practical exam. I was asked to do this. That's why I'm talking about this right now. Well, that was very simple. I have nothing to add about this exercise and this technique. You just simply need to sniff all the parameters, such as what's delivered in URL, what is delivered via hidden forms. You sniff in Wireshark and try to replace those parameters with ZAP or burp. By the way, I suggest you playing around with ZAP and burp at home a little bit. You may be asked on exam on options. Few options, very simple ones. Well, we've done for today. Any questions so far, please?
And it's all for web applications attacks?
No. Tomorrow we will take two type of attacks: cross-site scripting and SQL injection, and we will spend some hour on SQL injection. This is good. Yes, so tomorrow my plan is to complete with SQL injection and cross-site scripting, and then we will try checking exam questions. I will do what? I will prepare 1 or 2 computers with my own exam. So in case we will have time, we will try to pass this exam as well. More questions, please? If not, so see you tomorrow.
Thank you, Peter.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Bye.
Cheers.
Bye.
Bye bye.